This male officer endured a devastating sequence. He was washing his face roadside when an oncoming car struck him into muddy ground. After getting up, he confronted the driver only to have his arm trapped in the car window upon reaching inside. As the driver accelerated, the officer sprinted, lifted both legs, and suspended his entire body against the vehicle. The officer, Yoon Dong-ja, was formerly a boxer. Determined to claim gold with absolute strength, he insisted on competing in the Olympics despite his coach's order to pursue lucrative commercial matches. He won gold with unmatched skill, becoming a world-renowned champion. To retaliate, his coach framed him for doping, fabricating a positive drug test. Overnight, Yoon plunged from glory into infamy as public condemnation surged. His career collapsed. Though he spent 2 years in litigation to clear his name and won the lawsuit, public perception forever branded him a doping fraud. Later, Yoon was recruited into Seoul's riot police as a national athlete but was demoted to regular duty after injuring a colleague during a dispute over illicit protection fees. Meanwhile, the police launched Operation Rabbit Hunt. Officers disguised themselves to arrest leaders of the major crime syndicate, Golden Rabbit Gang. At the critical moment, the team leader abruptly left. When a fire erupted nearby, Gold Rabbit's henchmen exposed the police, shouting, "Escape!" As Gold Rabbit fled across a rooftop, he collided with the team leader exiting a restroom. The leader pulled up his pants to pursue but was kicked back into the toilet by Gold Rabbit. Yoon Dong-ju arrived and confronted Gold Rabbit, who seized a mirror as a weapon. Seeing his own reflection, Yoon faltered and was knocked down. The operation failed. After work, Yoon Dong-ju encountered Ji Han-na, an acquaintance from the police station, and asked about her recent situation. Ji Han-na pressed him about whether he still liked her, and Yoon Dong-ju openly admitted it. His smile never faded since seeing Ji Han-na. During their conversation, a car stopped beside them. Ji Han-na's ex-boyfriend, Kim Jong-hyun, got out to speak with her, but she ignored him. Later, Yoon Dong-ju and his team leader were investigated by Internal Affairs, with Kim Jong-hyun overseeing the case. Kim, a former fencing silver medalist like Yoon Dong-ju, had been specially recruited into the police force and now served as an auditor. On his first day, however, the precinct chief reprimanded him for causing 2 officers suspensions by snitching, mocking him for climbing the ranks over colleagues. Kim Jong-hyun calmly replied that he merely upheld principles and that the real disgrace lay with those accepting bribes. The chief warned him to back down or suffer consequences. Afterward, Kim Jong-hyun ran into Ji Han-na while organizing clothes. Though she had moved on from their past relationship, she expressed sympathy for his situation. Ji Han-na, an Olympic 50m rifle champion also specially recruited into the police, aspired to work in the field fighting crime but was consistently assigned paperwork. Even worse, the police chief ordered her to pose with guns like an actress for staged promotional photos to improve the force's image. Both Yoon Dong-ju and Ji Han-na remained stuck at the bottom of the hierarchy. Once, Yoon and his team leader were sent to ambush the Golden Rabbit Gang in the suburbs. Midway, the leader was summoned to perform wrestling for Superior's Amusementa, former bronze medalist now reduced to entertaining officials with his expertise. Yoon Dong-ju waited alone until midnight. Overcome by heat, he stepped out of his car to cool off and washed his face with water, only to be struck into mud by a passing vehicle as described earlier. When Yoon Dong-ju finally struggled to his feet, he witnessed young men with dyed hair driving off in his car and discovered a blood-covered man lying in the grass. The man was Officer Lee from the Customs Service, a victim of a hit-and-run who had been dumped there. While tracking the hit-and-run vehicle, Yoon Dong-ju discovered blurry surveillance footage indicating it was a smuggled car. He suddenly recalled seeing the same model in Golden Rabbit Gang investigation files. To obtain accurate information, he secretly took documents from the captain's desk. He then explained to the team leader, this vehicle and the one that hit him were the only smuggled cars of this model nationwide. Golden Rabbit's smuggling records lacked buyer information for this specific car, suggesting the buyer had close ties to Golden Rabbit. Tracking this car might lead to Golden Rabbit's capture. However, the team leader deemed acting on speculation too risky, warning both could face disciplinary action. Meanwhile, superiors ordered Ji Han-na to work overtime, organizing a deceased person's belongings for handover to the family. She realized these were hit-and-run victim, Officer Lee's possessions. Witnessing Officer Lee's mother and child weeping desperately at the hospital, She couldn't bear to add to their pain and temporarily took the belongings home. Earlier, Yoon Dong-ju received a tip that someone knew the hit-and-run perpetrator and arranged a meeting. Kim Jong-hyun provided crucial clues. Reviewing surveillance from the Golden Rabbit Operation Day, he confirmed the fire was arson. A phone call reported the fire 5 minutes before ignition, likely an insider warning Golden Rabbit about the police operation. Most critically, the whistleblower who reported Golden Rabbit smuggling was Officer Lee himself. The team leader grew uneasy upon hearing this. Kim Jong-hyun immediately contacted the investigation support team, demanding verification of Officer Lee's belongings and inquiring about the handling officer. Just as Ji Han-na arrived home, Kim Jong-hyun called, but she ignored it, assuming it was personal. Suddenly, her doorbell rang. A man claiming to be from the customs service demanded Officer Lee's belongings, actually sent to eliminate the witness. Ji Han-na retreated to a room holding the belongings and readied her rifle. Sensing her danger over the phone, Kim Jong-hyun sped to rescue her, but was forced to halt when a pursuing vehicle rammed his car. Thugs swarmed and attacked him. At that critical moment, a traffic officer witnessed the danger, snatched a tool, and repelled the attackers. Yoon Dong-ju faced an equally perilous situation. Upon arriving at the warehouse, he was locked inside, confronting Golden Rabbit, wrapping his hands in bandages and putting on a mouthguard. He stood ready as a boxer to fight alone. Simultaneously, Ji Han-na raised her rifle for precise shots and engaged in close combat to protect the belongings. Kim Jong-hyun broke a mop handle to use as a fencing weapon, luring the thugs onto a bridge to fight his way out. These specially recruited officers, once glorious but forgotten athletes, defended justice and principles with their bodies. They proved they never lost the fighting spirit from their athletic days and never abandoned their duty as police. The female officer longed to confront criminals at crime scenes, but the police chief ordered her to pose like an actress for promotional photos. Enraged, she aimed her gun at the chief and shot him down in front of everyone. Yoon Dong-ju single-handedly defeated the Golden Rabbit gang's underlings and captured their leader. The team leader, arriving for backup, ordered all arrested and taken to the station. After giving instructions, he checked on Yoon Dong-ju, who remained in post-combat stress, and punched him. Meanwhile, the traffic officer and Kim Jong-hyun received reinforcements. After handing over the scene, Kim Jong-hyun rushed to rescue Ji Han-na only to find her unharmed with defeated assailants lying in her home. All four overcame their adversaries, contributing greatly to the Golden Rabbit gang's capture. Journalists widely reported their heroism. After interviews, Yoon Dong-ju insisted on walking Ji Han-na home. When she refused, he reaffirmed his feeling 7 if she didn't reciprocate now. He believed she would eventually be moved. A female shop owner witnessing his persistence emerged with a knife and others to protect Ji Han-na. Seeing this, Yoon Dong-ju turned and left. The next day, due to their outstanding performance, the police chief immediately announced the formation of a temporary special investigation team. The team leader was appointed captain with the other 3 as members. Initially, the team leader invited Kim Jong-hyun to join, but he insisted on remaining in internal affairs while continuing to investigate the Golden Rabbit gang case. After preparations, the team leader assigned tasks, investigating the Golden Rabbit gang and the hit and run that killed Officer Lee. Yoon Dong-ju interrogated Golden Rabbit and recognized the watch on his wrist identical to the one worn by the hit-and-run driver. As Yoon Dong-ju pressed for details, officers abruptly took Golden Rabbit away. The investigation unit informed the team leader that the police chief ordered them to handle the Golden Rabbit gang's wrap-up, citing an important task for the special team. Upon meeting the chief, they discovered this task involved demonstrating new equipment. After the chief's demonstration, he instructed Ji Han-na to mimic his poses with graceful fluidity. The team leader complained this contradicted the team's original purpose. A colleague advised accepting reality. The chief only wanted publicity to boost the police image for his mayoral campaign. Ji Han-na, frustrated by bureaucratic obstacles to fighting crime, took the chief's gun and swiftly shot down all practice dummies. The chief corrected her incorrect demonstration by propping up a dummy. Following his instruction, she fired directly at its bulletproof vest. The chief collapsed. Doctors confirmed his fractured ribs, proving the vest's substandard quality. He ordered a special investigation into the vest manufacturer, while dismissing Ji Han-na. Kim Jong-hyun immediately advised punishing Ji Han-na now would only fuel public outrage, suggesting reputation recovery while reporters remained. The police chief followed his advice, holding a press conference to claim the incident was a pre-arranged drill testing the new bulletproof vest's functionality. However, disillusioned with the police station, Ji Han-na voluntarily submitted her resignation. Kim Jong-hyun found her at the shooting range, urging her not to abandon her dream of being an officer. Ji Han-na maintained she could protect herself as a civilian and declined his concern. Yoon Dong-ju also came to persuade Ji Han-na, waiting until dark for her return. She likewise rejected his pleas. Meanwhile, the investigation unit handled the Golden Rabbit Gang case with fanfare. With nothing to do, Yoon Dong-ju and others visited their bustling office. The team leader, seeing everyone occupied, answered a call without authorization. After hanging up, he immediately mobilized the team. An informant reported smuggling attempts abroad, including those who broke into Ji Han-na's home. The team leader decided to act before the investigation unit to prove their special team's capability. At the location, Kim Jong-hyun led the encirclement after reconnaissance. Unexpectedly, the team leader collapsed and later behaved erratically. Before departure, he had eaten candy from the investigation unit, unaware it contained hallucinogenic drugs. Yoon Dong-ju slapped him repeatedly to wake him, but the leader bit Yoon Dong-ju and ran wild through the abandoned building. His screams alerted the smugglers, who scattered. Kim Jong-hyun leaped from the building to chase the two intruders from Ji Han-na's home. They picked up thin steel rebars to fight. When stabbed, Kim Jong-hyun hallucinated the rebars as fencing swords, sweating profusely and freezing in place. Seeing this, the assailants thrust toward him. At the critical moment, the team leader rushed to shield him. The attackers escaped, leaving the leader severely wounded. The three quickly called an ambulance to take the team leader to the hospital. But then a major accident ahead blocked the road. Doctors warned the team leader would be in mortal danger if his internal organs were bleeding. To save him, Yoon Dong-ju pushed the team leader in a supermarket cart for half an hour until they finally reached the hospital. After regaining consciousness, the team leader learned how desperately Yoon Dong-ju had worked to save him and was moved beyond words. Unaware of this situation, Ji Han-na went to deliver Officer Ji's belongings. Officer Lee's son, knowing she was a police officer, tearfully begged her to catch the killer and bring his father justice. Ji Han-na felt deeply conflicted. Returning home that night, the convenience store owner told her the long broken streetlights near her entrance were finally repaired, all thanks to Yoon Dong-ju's relentless complaints to the district office. Otherwise, repairs would have taken who knows how long. As Ji Han-na walked home, the newly lit lamps illuminated her path. She pictured Yoon Dong-ju persistently making complaint calls, warmth flooding her heart. Meanwhile, Yoon Dong-ju heard the hit-and-run driver who killed Officer Lee and injured him had turned himself in. He rushed to see the person's face. Unexpectedly, it was his close friend. It turned out the coach and his boss had forced the friend to take drugs, threatening him with harsher punishment over 10 years or life imprisonment for re-offending due to prior drug use. If he took the blame as the hit-and-run driver for the boss, he'd only get 3 years. Coerced, the friend agreed. Suspecting the coach was behind it all, Yoon Dong-ju stormed into the records room and violently beat him, demanding answers. The coach shamelessly insisted the friend was the hit-and-run driver, claiming getting him a lawyer was a huge favor. The team leader stopped the enraged Yoon Dong-ju, stressing they needed evidence to clear the friend. Using unauthorized force would get him suspended. Calmed down, Yoon Dong-ju attended Officer Lee's funeral to console the family. While comforting the young boy, he suddenly remembered seeing someone wearing the same watch as the hit-and-run driver when he entered. He immediately rushed out to find the person. Unfortunately, mourners had already dispersed, and he found no one suspicious. Learning all attendees were Officer Lee's colleagues, he borrowed the guest register to investigate at the customs service. After checking everyone, he found no leads. At that moment, staff ordered him to leave immediately for disrupting work. As he was being escorted out, he made a discovery, burst into a man's office. There, he saw the boss wearing the same watch as the hit-and-run driver. Yoon Dong-ju knew the man before him was the real culprit. Yoon Dong-ju firmly believes that Min Ju-young from the customs service is both the hit-and-run driver who killed Clerk Lee and the one who collided with him. However, Min Ju-young insists he has never seen him before. In desperation, Yoon Dong-ju lifts his shirt to reveal scars on his back, yet this act is perceived as provocative troublemaking. Security personnel promptly escort him out of the scene. After being removed, Yoon Dong-ju asks Shin Jae-hong to photograph the scars and send them to NFS for forensic examination. At this moment, Kim Jong-hyun walks in to check on his team leader's wounds sustained while shielding him from a knife attack. Seizing the opportunity, the team leader plays the emotional card and invites Kim Jong-hyun to join the special investigation team. Yoon Dong-ju urges the team leader to seek a search warrant for Min-ju Young.1. Just then, television news broadcasts that the hit-and-run driver who killed Clerk Lee has been confirmed to be Yoon Dong-ju's close friend. To clear his friend's name, Yoon Dong-ju rushes to the scrapyard to investigate the crash vehicle. Regrettably, he finds nothing after combing the entire market. The team leader firmly trusts Yoon Dong-ju's judgment. However, as the special investigation team cannot openly intervene, he secretly asks Kim Jong-hyun for investigative assistance. Kim Jong-hyun has already applied to prosecutors to meet the friend for an internal probe. The newly appointed prosecutor is Kim Jong-hyun's older brother. He sternly questions whether the friend confesses to the crime. 1. Knowing he cannot contend with Min-ju Young, the friend admits all charges. Kim Jong-hyun visits his brother at the prosecutor's office. Despite their estranged relationship, he directly requests custody of the friend. Unexpectedly, his brother flatly refuses and mockingly advises him to resign from the audit role to help their father's business. After all, avoidance has always been his forte. At that moment, childhood humiliation from living perpetually in his brother's shadow surges through him like a tide. Yoon Dong-ju visits the prison and promises to rescue him. He instructs the friend to deny the murder charges. While returning to his cell, the friend asks a guard when he can meet his lawyer. He does not know this guard has already been bribed by Min-ju Young. After work, the guard immediately reported the friend's condition and Yoon Dong-ju's prison visit to Min-ju Young. Min-ju Young's eyes turned cold. He believed eliminating the friend was the only way to ensure absolute safety. The next day, while investigating the crash vehicle, Yoon Dong-ju suddenly received news of his friend's death. He rushed to the detention center to find his friend's body covered with a white cloth. Only the words, "I'm sorry," remained on the wall. The team leader handed Yoon Dong-ju the friend's belongings. Unexpectedly, Yoon Dong-ju discovered a gold watch inside. This watch was identical to those worn by the Golden Rabbit and the hit-and-run driver. Yoon Dong-ju instantly knew its owner was the true murderer. The team leader regretfully informed him that prosecutors had ruled out foul play and officially closed the case. Enraged, Yoon Dong-ju stormed into the customs service and violently beat Min-ju Young. Convinced he murdered the friend, Min-ju Young neither dodged nor resisted throughout. It seemed he had deliberately provoked Yoon Dong-ju from the start. Ultimately, Yoon Dong-ju received a 3-month salary reduction for provoking disorder. He was also punished by transcribing the entire Criminal Procedure Act. Furious, Yoon Dong-ju recalled his history with the friend. The friend was once a boxer. After being knocked down by Yoon Dong-ju in a match, he suffered severe nerve damage in his hand, losing all strength. Forced to abandon boxing, he eventually strayed onto a wrong path. Over the years, guilt-ridden Yoon Dong-ju often helped support the mother and son financially. Yet he ultimately failed to save his friend's life. Meanwhile, the team leader searched desperately for the witness guard's whereabouts. Neither realized the guard was currently being punished by Min-ju Young. While killing the friend, the guard had accidentally lost his watch to him. Now this watch became key evidence for finding the real culprit. Min-ju Young reprimanded the guard for incompetence. He ordered subordinates to eliminate the guard. A subordinate handed Min-ju Young Clerk Lee's belongings file. Min-ju Young noticed tampering with the file. The only suspect was Ji Han-na, who previously handled the belongings. Deeming Ji Han-na a threat, he burned the file. He then placed a watch on the coach's wrist, commanding the coach to become his right-hand man. Ji Han-na also noticed the gold watch among the friend's belongings. After returning home, she opened her father's keepsake box. Inside lay an identical gold watch. Her father, a police officer, had died during an unresolved case years ago. She took the watch to the team leader and asked if he had seen a similar one. The team leader introduced her to a watch expert. Ji Han-na then visited the pawn shop he recommended. The pawn shop owner informed her. This watch was crafted by a master Swiss watchmaker. The artisan produced only 12 identical pieces annually. Several had entered the local market years ago, all linked to the notorious smuggler, Derek. Ji Han-na urgently inquired about Derek's whereabouts. The owner regretfully stated, Derek had died 15 years prior. As Ji Han-na prepared to leave, she unexpectedly spotted a gold medal displayed in the shop window. She instantly recognized it as Yoon Dong-ju's boxing medal. Upon arriving home, a property agent suddenly visited. He explained her mother planned to sell their old house. Furious, Ji Han-na rushed to the police station. She found her mother selling insurance to colleagues. Ji Han-na demanded to know why she would sell their father's house. Her mother instead blamed Ji Han-na. Had she pursued commercial endorsements back then, her mother wouldn't be reduced to selling insurance. Years prior, Ji Han-na was a 2-time gold medalist. Unlike her athletic achievements, her mother obsessed over her earning money through ads. She even pressured her to endorse shampoo. When everyone expected her 3rd gold medal, her hair suddenly came undone mid-match. Her concentration shattered instantly. Ji Han-na delivered her worst performance and lost the gold. Already prone to heart palpitations, this defeat became her recurring nightmare. Merely recalling it made her dizzy. Now the familiar vertigo struck again. She fell backward uncontrollably. But no impact came. Yoon Dong-ju caught her firmly. In her daze, she remembered him catching her years ago too. Warmth flooded her heart. Silently, she thanked him for everything. Regaining composure, she returned the medal to Yoon Dong-ju. She hoped he would always maintain his passion. Yoon Dong-ju returned to the police station. He saw the team leader had copied most of the Criminal Procedure Act for him. Holding his breath, he completed the remaining portion. Meanwhile, Ji Han-na abandoned her idea of resigning from the police force. She decided to continue fighting alongside everyone. Kim Jong-hyun also officially joined the Special Investigation Team. Min Joo-young faced frequent police visits recently. His superior angrily scolded him for causing trouble. He demanded Min Joo-young offer a bribe. Min Joo-young lowered his eyes submissively in promise. He invited the superior to the most expensive restaurant. He also volunteered to attend a business trip on the superior's behalf. The superior pinched his cheek, praising his shrewdness. He remained oblivious that this man was the ruthless leader of a smuggling ring. To bring Min Joo-young to justice, the team leader assigned separate tasks. After a day's investigation, all 4 returned empty-handed. Elsewhere, the team leader dined with the pawn shop owner, discussing car smuggling. The owner revealed a notorious smuggler controlled the local market. The leader produced a watch and asked if the owner had seen it recently. The owner disclosed. Days ago, an ugly woman came asking about it. Ji Han-na labeled, "The ugly woman met with the team leader." He told her about a Russian gang member shot dead years ago. Her father had been the investigating officer for that case. Ji Han-na reviewed the accident scene report provided by the leader. It stated her father's cause of death was likely a gunshot to the head. The involved group was suspected to be a Russian gang. The case was closed as unsolved. Seeing the gruesome details of her father's death, Ji Han-na burst into tears. To trace the hit-and-run vehicle, the team leader took Yoon Dong-ju to find the car smuggler mentioned by the pawn shop owner. The smuggler fled immediately upon seeing them. Yoon Dong-ju and the leader split up to pursue him urgently. Cornered by the duo, the smuggler had nowhere to escape. Using the smuggler's precious but sparse hair as leverage, they threatened him to reveal the top figure in the car smuggling ring. The smuggler disclosed that Monkey currently held the top spot nationwide. Monkey had a backer at the customs office, shipped goods from Libya and Russia, and never had his cargo inspected. That backer was Soval. The vehicle they sought was a limited edition domestically and internationally. A minor modification could triple its value. To lure the target, they decided to find a car favored by smugglers as bait. The leader forced the smuggler to assist the mission. The smuggler judged neither the leader's car nor Kim Jong-hyun's met the standard to attract Monkey's underlings. Just then, Ji Han-na spotted the superintendent's newly purchased car. To capture Monkey, the leader boldly stole the superintendent's car keys. The smuggler drove the car to the parking lot. Yoon Dong-ju and 3 others set up an ambush. As night fell, a car thief indeed targeted the superintendent's vehicle. Yoon Dong-ju took out his phone to film the theft but accidentally hit the horn. Hearing the sound, the thief investigated. Fearing exposure, Ji Han-na urgently threw herself onto Yoon Dong-ju, bracing one hand against the car window. Mistaking them for an intimate couple, the thief dropped his guard and stole the car. Yoon Dong-ju endured sweet agony from the close contact with Ji Han-na. With their faces inches apart, he leaned in, eager to kiss her. But Ji Han-na pulled away just in time, notifying Kim Jong-hyun that the car had been taken. All five regrouped at the smuggler's warehouse entrance. Ji Han-na and Shin Jae-hong guarded the back door, while the leader led Yoon Dong-ju and Kim Jong-hyun in a frontal assault. The three put on their gear. Before they could apprehend anyone, the investigation squad captain unexpectedly arrived with his team. He had inadvertently discovered the team leader's whereabouts. Seeking credit, he raced to seize the smuggling ring's headquarters first. At the team leader's command, both sides immediately clashed with the criminals. Chaos engulfed the scene. Yoon Dong-ju scanned the fray for Monkey. He soon spotted Monkey attempting to flee. Ji Han-na, guarding the entrance, raised her rifle and aimed. But the cunning Monkey evaded pursuit using a hanging rope. He leapt onto the superintendent's car and sped off. Seeing this, Ji Han-na rammed another vehicle into Monkey's car. Monkey abandoned the wrecked car and ran. Kim Jong-hyun chased him relentlessly. Yet upon reaching the street, he found Monkey dead on the ground. He lunged at the black-clad killer but was overpowered. The assailant fled in a waiting car. After the mission failed, the superintendent viciously beat the team leader upon seeing his destroyed car. Moments later, he proudly displayed the license plate in an interview, claiming he voluntarily sacrificed his car to catch smugglers. Min Ju-young seethed with hatred watching the news. Kim Jong-hyun uncovered links between the smugglers, Russian gangs, and Philippine drug syndicates. This was no mere smuggling, it was multi-tiered crime. Despite searching all warehouses, Min Ju-young's car remained missing. Though evidence was elusive, no ships had departed for days. The car must still be domestically hidden. Moreover, most cars Monkey exported were unregistered. Stolen vehicles couldn't obtain legal documents. Only forged export permits were possible. This required inside help to accomplish. Ji Han-na informed the team that Clerk Lee had handled customs office declarations. The team leader deduced Clerk Lee discovered Min Ju-young's corruption and was murdered for it. Cornered, Min Ju-young panicked. He no longer presented himself as a weak civil servant. He grabbed and twisted the superior's hand, threatening to advance his business trip date. He demanded public announcement that the trip was under the superior's orders. Terrified, the superior could only nod in agreement. Learning that Min Ju-young intended to flee under the guise of a business trip, the team leader and others immediately rushed to the port. They searched for cargo bound for Libya and Russia. Midway through the search, they learned Min Ju-young had advanced his departure date. Yoon Dong-ju and Kim Jong-hyun promptly went to intercept him. Min Ju-young sensed he was being followed. To shake them off, he turned and drove into a residential area. Yoon Dong-ju stood on a rooftop scanning for Min Ju-young's car. Once he locked onto the target, he pursued immediately. The two coordinated a pincer maneuver, cutting through shortcuts, the other driving. Yoon Dong-ju leaped between rooftops, continuously reporting Min Ju-young's route. Guided by his updates, Kim Jong-hyun successfully caught up to Min Ju-young's car. However, the cunning Min Ju-young navigated narrow alleyways. Kim Jong-hyun's larger vehicle got stuck between two walls. Yoon Dong-ju, now on another rooftop, located Min Ju-young again. Seeing Min Ju-young's car charging toward Ji Han-na, he risked his life by jumping down. The sudden impact forced Min Ju-young to slam on the brakes. Yoon Dong-ju tumbled to the ground. He barely managed to stand after Ji Han-na's urgent cries. He strode up to Min Ju-young and declared loudly, "Under the Traffic Accident Handling Act, Min Ju-young had exceeded the speed limit in a school zone, causing injury, a clear violation of the law. Escaping by plane was now impossible." Yoon Dong-ju collapsed to the ground, laughing. He had finally caught Min Ju-young.